Okay. Now let's say we have a normal HTML page. We have a text box, and on before after the text box we have a button. On click of button, we need to read the text box value. How do we do that in JavaScript? Is how do we do it? We have a text box and a button. On click of button, we just need to read the text box value in JavaScript.
Get element by ID.
Right? So document.getElement by ID, and we have to provide the text box ID. Let's say this button is there. This button has ID. No, let's add ID. New user. Okay. So we have this button. Now, when I write document, what does document means? What does document means? See, a complete page is getting selected. Document means
Complete
your
page.
page. Okay.
Complete pages.
Dot get element by ID. Round bracket, double quote, our button ID. So if I just type this and enter, what I get? What I get?
Complete element.
Complete element. See? So when you write document.getElement by ID and you provide some element ID, you get that particular element. Got it? So what do we call this? What do we call this? It's an element, but what do we call it?
Property.
No, no. What do we call this? What we have got when we type this?
Complete element.
But what do we get it? What's the right word for that?
Element.
DOM element. DOM object. Okay? It's a DOM element, na? DOM object.
Yes.
Okay? Now, so in plain JavaScript, this is how we used to get the DOM object. Now in Angular, can we write the same thing in .ts? Obviously, this is Angular application, so we are able to run it on the browser because it will treat as the HTML. But can I write the same thing in .ts normal? Let's say we have a br tag dot row call 3. Here we have a text box id txt name button read text. Okay, so on click of this button, can I write the same thing in my .ts? Just like document.getElement, whatever we have written. Can we write the JavaScript code over here? Yes or no?
No, sir.
Yes.
We can write. So whatever you can write in JavaScript or everything, you can write it in TypeScript also. Okay. Now, so document dot get element by ID round bracket double quotes our text box ID. So till here what we have done, we have got the element. Okay. So we will store it into a variable constant text element. Okay, here we got the element, so we have to add a null check or undefined check. So that's why if text element is there, then alert what we need, the value. So text element dot value. Okay, but here we won't be able to access it because value doesn't exist on type HTML element because we are writing this code in the .ts file. Okay, but if we try like this dot, okay, this also it doesn't allow. Let's try providing the data type. So see, here we have created a local variable, right? Can we provide a data type to this? By default, see, it is saying it's an HTML element. But if it is an HTML element, we cannot extract any value from it. So we can give a data type to this. So as any. See, your error gone away. Means previously it was pointing to HTML element, but now we have said any. So now we are able to read it. So see now. Okay. Now we have a text box. So let's say 112233. On click of button. Let's open admin component. This is our function. On click of button. See, our function got called. We got the element. See, element is getting highlighted whenever I'm hovering on it. Means we got the reference of that element. Okay. Then we are able to read it. See, same code worked in TypeScript also in mains Angular, right? Same code we write it in Angular, na? Here we don't, in Angular normally we don't write if statement. Directly we read it dot value, but here it won't allow you. So same, whatever we used to do in JavaScript, same thing is working over here, correct? Understood this? Everyone, clear or no?
Clear.
Okay. But Angular team says ki don't directly use DOM APIs. This is like document.get. This is nothing but functionality provided over the DOM. Okay. So because their structure is like that, that if you use this, it might break in some cases. Okay. Because when your Angular application build is getting created, it might do something where locally it might work fine, but when you create a build, it might break or something will happen. That doesn't guarantee you that it will work the same. Okay. So if you have a requirement like this in Angular, so instead of relying on the DOM APIs, there is a ViewChild. Okay. So by using the ViewChild, you can get the access of the DOM element. Okay. Let's see now. So ViewChild, in document.getElement, we give the ID. Now here, we want to get the access of this text box. So what we do, we provide template reference variable hash. Where we have seen this template reference variable? Where we have seen template reference variable before this?
Reactive form.
Hmm? Reactive form? Template reference variable, where we have seen? Come on, think where we have seen template reference variable. No one remembers.
Reactive forms.
Reactive? No, reactive. We don't use template reference variable in reactive form.
Only access the input value purpose.
Sir, template and ribbon form.
Template reference form na for validation. See. Where was it? Vendor, na? No. What was the component? Employee.
Yes.
Where is? See, like this. Okay. This is template reference variable, na? Okay. So just like that, here also we are going to use that. But here you don't have to store anything over here. You just declare the template reference variable. Okay. So let's say view name. Just I'm giving name. So I just declare the template reference variable over here, but I'm not storing any value inside it. Now, this is the first thing. In normal HTML, you give the ID, but here you will give hash and whatever the name you want, or let's say txt ref. Okay. Now in your admin.ts means your component.ts, you have to create a view child. So how do you create @ view child? round bracket. Then you need selector. What ViewChild needs? Selector. Selector means nothing but template reference variable, whatever you have given. So this value will go over here. Okay. Text reference colon. What will be the data type? What should be the data type to this variable? This is nothing but a variable, na? What should we give the data type? What we are going to store in this variable?
Element ref.
Reference of the element, na? Where we have
Yes.
seen element ref? Where we have seen element ref.
Directory.
Directive, custom directive. Now we created custom directive. There we created element ref renderer, right? Element ref, reference of the element. So here we are going to store the reference of this HTML element. So element ref data type. Okay. Now we cannot initialize it. So just I'm adding not over here, making it optional. Fine. Now, so this was the JavaScript code. Now same code, how do you do it with your ViewChild? So constant text val is equal to this dot your ViewChild name text ref dot native element. Okay. So whatever you used to do with this is equivalent to this. Here also you get the DOM element. Here also you get the DOM element. Okay. Dot value. See now. See, DOM element. You got the text box. See, it is getting highlighted. Okay. You are able to read the value. Understood? ViewChild. So ViewChild helps you to get the access of any element from your template. Understood? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So whatever we wish to do with document.getElement by ID, same thing we can do with the ViewChild. So which element you want to access, you provide a hash property over there. Then in .ts you create a ViewChild. Whatever the property name you give it over here, that you provide it over here. The data type will be element ref. Then this dot your ViewChild name dot native element. Then whatever you used to do with this, all thing you can do it over here also. Clear? Anyone having any doubt?
Which scenario we use ViewChild?
Yeah. Yes, I will come to that. Anyone else? This is clear up till? Okay. Now, the actual scenario where we use it. Model pop-up. Okay. Let's get the code. So this is the model pop-up. Okay. Nothing is happening. Okay, but here if you see, it will open. How it is opening? And same code here it is not working. Why? I copied the same code, right? Here it is working, but in our application it is not working. Why it is working over here?
That code having the view like hash variable in TS in HTML file.
No. My question is, in that W3 school, same code is working, right? See over here also. Working?
Yes.
But same code, why it is not working in our Angular component?
Like
.NET.
hash my model.
Yeah, so this property is over here, right? Whatever the model you want to open on this button, that same ID should be over here. That is there. But why it is not opening? See over here. What are the dependencies? Bootstrap.css is there, then bootstrap.min.js is also there. Because of this, it is opening. See, if I remove this, now it won't work. So that model pop-up, how does it open? It's because of your bootstrap.js. Understood? Clear? And how does it open? Because of this property. This property. Okay. So here you need to provide the ID of the model. So whatever the ID you provide, that model it will open. So what happens when this model open actually? See, let's go to our page. Currently that div is there. See, model div is there. Okay. If I add display block, so see your div got visible. Your model is coming. Understood? And if I add none, it is getting hidden. Understood? So in Angular, if I have to open the model pop-up, can we add the CSS and we can get the same behavior without bootstrap.js? If you add the bootstrap.js in angular.json, you don't need to do anything. Same behavior, whatever you are getting it over here, it will work the same. But we don't want the bootstrap.js. Okay? Yeah, Gaurav.
Can you please repeat this after adding the bootstrap pop-up? Can you please repeat?
Nothing. See, this bootstrap model pop-up,
What ID you have added over it in Angular project? Can you please help me on that?
what ID? We didn't do anything over here yet. I just copied the content from over here and then pasted it over there. See, how
Okay.
does Bootstrap work? If your button has data BS model and beta DS some ID of the model. So if you have bootstrap.js and if you click on the button, that model pop-up will open. Okay. But if bootstrap.js is not there, it won't work. Okay. So then this is nothing but your div. Model is nothing but a div only now. So if you add display property block, it displays. And if you make it none, it will hide. Okay. So in normal HTML page, model is opening because of bootstrap.js, but we cannot use bootstrap.js. We can, but we don't use. So we just have to add a dynamic class to this now, right? So just to add a dynamic class to this div, we on click of a button, we just have to add style display block if you have to open the model pop-up, and if you have to close it, style display none. Okay. So now you don't need the bootstrap.js also. So here on click of it, you can use the ViewChild. Means we can use ng style also. Okay. But in case of ng style, sometimes it might break if HTML element is there or not. Sometimes this model is also dynamic. Okay. So whenever you have to open the model pop-up, same approach is because you are selecting a particular element, and on that element you have to add some CSS, right? So here let's say click open model. Okay, let's create this function. And here instead of ID you have to give your hash property, let's say model ref. Okay, now here you have to create one more view child, at the rate view child round bracket single quotes your view child name, template reference variable name, model ref colon element ref. Okay, so we have a model pop-up. On that div we have added our template reference variable. That template reference variable is over here. Now over here this dot model ref dot native element dot style dot display is equal to block. Okay, now just like that we have this button to close it, right? So over here we will need another function, click close model. Okay, in this function, we just need to add the vice versa CSS none. Okay, see now working same, just like how it was working it over here.
Yes.
Okay, so while working on Angular, if you want to access any HTML element and you want to do something with it, so you will go for ViewChild, not the document.get element by ID. Clear? So many scenarios will be there. Let's say, some application when we visit, on the page load, we need to open the model, some information we need to show, some alert we need to show, so we get that information in the model pop-up. Getting it? On the page load itself, you want to open the model pop-up, right? So you get that information. Okay, let's say this model pop-up currently you are opening on the button click, but once the page load, you need to display some welcome message. So you on the page load only you need to open the model pop-up. Okay, now tell me what you will do if you have to open this model pop-up on the page load. Hmm. How you will do it?
We remove the button and this model ref in HTML we load on engine in it.
Okay, let's try now. So implement on init lifecycle event is there, right? Ng on init, and here you will call this function. Correct?
ng after view in it.
Function like we
Wait, guys. Those who how I will create the scenario if you guys answer, right? Others should understand, na? So see, on the page load, model pop-up is not getting opening. Our see function is getting called, but model pop-up is not getting opening. Why? Because it's breaking somewhere. See, cannot read properties of undefined reading native element means whenever you get this error, na cannot read properties of undefined. So try here reading while when you are getting this error while reading native element where you have used native element here. See the line number 40. Okay, so at line number 40, this is undefined, so you cannot read something from undefined. This error is means cannot read properties of undefined, and you are reading native element from undefined. So this is undefined. Now tell me ng on init when this lifecycle event will execute. When this lifecycle event will execute.
When the component fully
It
load.
is in reload. First
Not
time.
fully load. Just component got initialized.
Hmm.
Okay. At that time, let's see it. Let's reload. Continue. Now see, we are in this function. Is my HTML loaded? Is my HTML present? No, no, HTML is not rendered yet. So can you access an element which is not rendered yet? Just like in JavaScript also. On the page load, if you want to access an element and if you put that document.element line on the head tag, will you be able to access that element? And same script tag you put it at the end, you will be able to access the element because at that time HTML element is gotten rendered, right? So same behavior over here also. Ng on init is a function which will execute once your component only got initialized, not the view. Okay, so that's where your second views, the lifecycle event come into picture. That is after view init, after view has been initialized, means your view has been completely initialized. After that, you can access it. So one more event we will need after view init. Okay, now ng after view init. So instead of calling this over here, we will call this over here. Now see, still it is not opening. Understood? Now on the page load, I am able to open our model pop-up is opening properly. Okay. So whenever you have to explain the use case of lifecycle event, ng after view unit. So in an ng after view unit, we normally access our view child. Means on the page load, if you want to access some HTML element from your component, you do that in ng after view unit. Why? Because at that point, your view has been successfully initialized. Clear? Clear everyone? Why this doesn't work over here and why it is working over here? So we need to access this once our view is properly rendered. Okay. So whenever you explain ng after view unit, you should mention what you do in ng on unit. On the page load, if you want to access a view child, that we should do in ng after view unit, not in ng on unit. Clear? Okay. Understood everyone? View child.
Yes.
Fine. Now, here what we have done, we have created a view child of text box. We have created view child of your div also. We can create view child of, see, this is also element, this is also element, this is also element, right? This is also element. Yes or no? These are also HTML tags only, na? Right? You know Angular, that's why you will say, yeah, this is not HTML element, this is component selector. But let's say if someone is there who just knows HTML. So if I ask him, this is HTML element, this is HTML element, this is HTML element. So is this also HTML element? He will say, yeah, because syntax is same, na? Angle brackets, tag, correct or no? Okay. So you can create view child of your actual DOM element also or your component also. Okay. Now how do you create a view child of component? @view child. Now when you have to create the view child of component, you don't have to provide the hash property over here. So let's say app progress bar. So here you have to provide what do we say, class name of that component, progress bar. Okay. Then progress bar ref. Now what will be the data type over here? What will be the data type over here?
Component class name.
Hmm?
Component class name. Because we are holding the object of progress bar. That's why we are need to give the name also of progress bar.
See, here in both of these places, what type of data we were storing? Reference of the HTML DOM element. Okay. But here, what we are storing? This class. Okay. So same class will go over here also. Okay. Now see. Let's say after view unit only, I will add a debugger. Constant data is equal to this dot your view child name, this. Okay. See over here what we are getting in this, view child. What you are getting? What is this?
You can say the object of the.
These are nothing but your variables from that component, na? See your inputs. In this component, we just had two input, progress value and progress color class name. So whatever that variable and function you have got it over here, all you can access now. Because you have created object of that class, nothing but. So see, understood? Clear? So when you create the view child of your HTML element, you are able to access the DOM properties. Now when you create the reference of your component, you get to access the properties, means variable declared in this component. Let's try to create one more variable, local variable, instead of progress local data string v001, something value I'm storing. See now. See, new variable also you are able to access. So whatever that component has, all the variable you can access it over here. Understood? So when it comes to view child, we can create two types of view child, one of the HTML element and one of the component also. For if you have to create the view child of HTML element, you have to create a template reference variable that you provide it over here. Okay. But in case of component, directly component class name you have to provide it over here. Clear?
I have one doubt.
Hmm.
Can you please line number 5, right? Line number 5 in admin.html5.
Line number
5. Yeah, here.
ah,
Inside this, can we implemented ing on it? It work or
means
means this is child, right?
this is child. Huh?
Yeah, inside this, can we implemented ing on it?
Inside this means over here.
No, inside this component.
Yeah. See, either it's a reusable component or normal component. Lifecycle events are there, na?
Hmm.
Here also you can implement ng on in it. It's a component, na?
Yeah.
You can implement on in it over here also. It will behave the same. Okay.
Okay.
Clear, everyone? Now there is a catch with ViewChild. So, yeah, Gaurav.
We are able to get the properties or variables that are defined in that progress bar
Hmm.
class. But we can manipulate the HTML element of that also.
We can manipulate the HTML. No.
Mm-hmm.
And why you will do like that?
No, as like view child, we can get the
We can
reference of
just
that.
data. We can just get the data. We don't. Here, are we getting the HTML? What we are getting it over here inside
We
this
are
variable?
getting the we are holding in a class also. Means we are holding in a class.
Just
Means
class, right?
class.
Not HTML. Okay. Here we are just, in case of your component view child, you are just able to access the class value, class level value, not the template. Okay. So we
Mm,
cannot change the, otherwise it will be a chaos. Na? It should not be allowed to change the child component template from parent. Okay. That's
mm.
not possible. Okay. Now, so on this button click, we are reading this view child name and value. And let's say we are printing it over here in the alert box. Yeah, Gaurav.
Sorry. One more thing. We are have the parent class and child class containing any element.
Hmm.
Just you are having this progress bar containing some element.
Hmm.
We can that template containing some element that we can access. Means
Means
we are not directly accessing that. That's why I'm asking.
you have done this somewhere.
Mm, no.
Okay. We can access, but that's a different thing. But again, we don't change it something. Okay. Fine. Now, so on click of this button, we are reading the text box value and we are extracting the value of it. And to this view child name, we have provided this reference value, the template reference variable. If I forgot to add this, okay, let's say in your normal HTML, when you are accessing document.getElement by ID and that ID is not present in your page, what happens? In normal HTML page, you have document.getElement by ID and that ID element is not present in your page. What will happen? B32 people, anyone? Those who joined from JavaScript. If document.getElement by ID and that ID is not present in your HTML, what you will get over there then? Undefined. Na? If something is not there, value will be undefined. So can you read something from undefined? Right? So see now. If I click on this button, my function got called. But here if you see, ViewChild is undefined. Understood? So again, your code will break. You cannot read something from undefined. Okay? So in case of ViewChild, whatever the ID you are passing, reference variable you are passing it over here, that should be present. Otherwise, you won't be able to access. Same behavior with document.getElement by ID. Understood? So whenever you are writing something over here, that value should be present on any HTML element. Otherwise, this will be undefined. Clear? Understood, everyone? Same case of your component also. If this component is not rendered in your component, HTML, so this will be undefined. See, your progress component reference ViewChild is undefined because you are trying to create the ViewChild of this component, but you didn't render the component. So this will be undefined itself. Same behavior with your HTML element. Understood? Clear all? That's the two catch with ViewChild. Element should be there. Then only you can create the ViewChild. Either it's an HTML element or your component instance also. In case of component, selector should be there. In case of HTML, template reference variable should be there. Okay. Clear all? Anyone having any doubt? Okay. Talking about project, anyone having any doubt in project? Just a minute. Hello. Okay, guys. What about the project? Amol, you started.
Can I share my screen?
Amol.
Yes, Chetan, yes. Login page is ready.
Okay. Ashwini,
Login to be completed.
Bhushan,
Yes, sir, I'm starting that.
you are done with login or what?
No, I'm doing that only. I will do two.
Okay. Gaurav,
Today only.
Gaurav,
No,
you
I
started
have
or
just
not?
started. I have just created one or two API related project, but I will start remaining one.
Okay.
I will connect with you.
Kajal,
Yes, I completed.
and UI should not be mine only. Most of the people I have seen code and everything, it is just like mine only. That recording is just for the reference. But variable name, how you are creating, that is on your own, right? Use your imagination ki how you can do that. Okay. Now you completed. Pradeep,
Yes, sir.
completed now.
Yes, yes. Login page is completed.
Share the output in other group. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Preetham is Preetham.
Yeah, no, started. I will start.
Okay. Sandeep, are you working, Sandeep, on the project?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sanjeev,
Yes, sir.
completed login.
Complete.
You are able to understand now, right? Because you
Yes.
are from Java only, no? Okay. Santosh completed.
Completed.
Swati,
Yes, sir. Little bit remaining.
means login completed now
Yes,
apart
sir.
from git issue.
Sorry?
You had facing that git issue, na? But login page is done, na?
Yes. Yes.
Fine then. So today we don't have project session, so no session in the evening. But make sure like guard and constant, whatever I have done yesterday, that you should complete. Okay. Those who have not completed login, and when I completed login page, I didn't implement the validation. When I saw no one has completed the validation, okay, I won't be completing validation because that we have already covered, right? So you guys have to do it, na? We have seen validation. So those who are done with login form, complete the validation also. And most of you have done the API call in component only. Where do we do the API call? Where we write the API call function?
In service.
Service, okay? So in core folder, create services folder, create service, and then move your API call function over there. That's what I'm saying. You don't do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just explaining you the topic, what you have to do, how the project flow should happen. You should just because validation is I have already covered. So why I will repeat there, na? New things I have to explain. But you have to complete everything from validation, everything. Okay, clear all? Don't just copy paste me. You have to complete everything. And this project and every day whenever you are pushing the code, once let's say your login code is complete, push it, create a commit and push it. Okay, so that graph should be also there, so that because so many small companies will ask you to provide your GitHub profile also. They will check, yeah, apart from your company, what are you doing any extra thing? So this is that extra thing. Okay, so two projects we are doing, and those are really proper production level project we are going to do, right? So you can showcase that. Yeah, apart from my daily company's work, I am parallelly learning also. Every company need people who are constantly learning. We are in IT industry, we cannot stop our learning phase, right? Now it is Angular, now it is React, next.js is also trending. Another technology might be coming after let's say 3 years or 4 years. We have to always keep learning, right? So GitHub is the thing what will make that point that yes, apart from your company work, you are doing something to enhance your knowledge, to upgrade, right? So make sure daily you push some code. Okay, don't keep all the code in your local. Okay, fine then. We push this code also. I hope everyone has the access of this project. It is provided or not? I will share it the URL of this project. Okay, if you want the access of whatever we are doing now, you can find this in the project. Fine, thank you all.
Yes, sir.